18 months, 20 days each, then 5 extra days. So unlucky people tried to do almost nothing. No big deals, no weddings, sometimes not even cooking. Now imagine this system not as a calendar, but as a trigger, a timetable, a ritual engine. You're standing in Tenochtitlan, drums, copal smoke, a temple towering over water and stone. The crowd doesn't look confused because everyone already knows what day it is. So here's the taboo question. What if human sacrifice wasn't chaos, but a scheduled payment because the sun was considered a machine that needed fuel? In this video, we're going to central Mexico, into the Aztec Mexica worldview where two interlocking calendars ruled politics, war, birth, and ritual. We'll decode the civil year, 365 days, and the fate count, 260 days, and how together they lock into a 52-year calendar around a cosmic reset button. Two payoffs I'm teasing right now. One, why 260? Theories exist. Human gestation, farming cycles, Venus patterns, but the point is what the number did to minds and empires. Two, the hidden engine, the profit and logistics side, captives, tribute, intimidation, how belief and empire fed each other. But first, what was this system supposed to be when it worked? Start with the Aztec norm. The universe is unstable. Order must be maintained through obligation, what many sources describe as a debt that humans owe the sacred forces that keep life running. And for the Mexica sun war god xiuhpohualli, blood and hearts weren't symbols, they were described as daily nourishment. So calendar number 1, xiuhpohualli, the 365-day count, 18 months of 20 days plus 5 mnemontemy days, often described as unlucky wasted days. Vivid example 1. This calendar doesn't just track weather, it schedules festivals. It tells a city when to fast, when to celebrate, when to purify, when to fear bad luck, like an empire breathing in and out together. Calendar number 2, tonalpohualli, the 260-day ritual count, 13 numbers times 20-day signs, each day carrying flavor, omen, and patron powers, used for naming children, divination, and timing right actions. Vivid example 2. A day isn't Tuesday. It's a coded slot. Number plus sign, like a spiritual coordinate. The point isn't whether we believe it. The point is they planned life through it. Now the contrast question, if your calendar says the cosmos is hungry on a specific day, what happens when the state can't deliver the meal? And that's where holy time turns into pressure, and pressure turns into horror. There's an iconic scene tied to that pressure. The 1487 dedication of the Templo Mayor under Ahuitzotl, described in later accounts with enormous sacrifice numbers that modern scholars debate hard. Picture what it means politically. A newly expanded sacred center, the empire watching, enemies watching, allies watching. The message isn't subtle. Our gods are strong. Our calendar is real. Our state can pay. But here's the pattern interrupt. The most brutal part, shock totals, may be exactly where propaganda lives. Even careful modern scholarship treats the huge numbers with caution, comparing sources and motives. And then, years later, the conquest flips the table. Ritual practice becomes forbidden under Spanish colonial rule. Missionaries and officials frame it as demonic, illegal, and in need of eradication. So a calendar that once organized public life becomes a dangerous secret. But if fear alone can't explain it, what kept the system running day after day? Here's the hidden engine: logistics plus power. A sacrifice system isn't just belief. It needs supply chains, captives, priestly labor, festival coordination, an entire machine. So war isn't only conquest, it becomes procurement. Example, flower wars are often discussed as conflicts shaped around capturing prisoners, human tribute, not just killing. That fits perfectly with a world where captives are ritual currency. Mini loop question: when you hear blood debt, ask debt to God or debt enforced by an imperial system that profits from constant capture? And the darkest twist is this engine didn't only run on death, it also ran on controlled, repeatable bleeding. New setting, not the public steps, but private ritual discipline. Example 1, auto-sacrifice, self-bloodletting by priests and elites using thorns or obsidian blades, presented as communication and obligation, not spectacle. Think about that. If leaders bleed themselves on schedule, doesn't that make the whole system feel proven? Doesn't it normalize the idea that blood equals contact? Example 2, the rain crisis. Around the 1450s drought, archaeologists at the Templo Mayor uncovered an offering containing remains of at least 42 children, linked to rites for Tláloc, the rain god. Notice the delayed cleanup twist. Archaeology is doing what conquest-era writing often couldn't, separating exaggerated rumor from physical evidence and showing how ritual choices may spike during climate stress and political panic. But the biggest misunderstanding isn't the numbers, it's the object people think is the calendar. Most people picture one thing, the famous Aztec calendar stone. Reversal, it's often mistakenly treated as a functional calendar. The actual working system is the two-cycle count, 365 plus 260, interlocking into a 52-year round. The stone is cosmological symbolism, not your day planner. And when that 52-year alignment returned, fear spiked because the world might not renew. That's why the new fire, the binding up of the year's ceremony mattered. It was a public reset ritual aimed at preventing cosmic failure. So your blood clock isn't one stone, it's a repeating system that tells a society the deadline is real. So what's the final answer? Religion, survival, or cold political design? Final answer, what you are calling the blood clock, the forbidden calendar, isn't a historical phrase, but it's an accurate metaphor for how the system could turn ritual into schedule and schedule into state power. Three motives fused into one machine. One, cosmic motive, the sun required nourishment. The Mexica believed they had a duty to feed xiuhpohualli, so the sun keeps rising. Two, agrarian motive, rain and fertility panic. Tláloc rites intensify under drought stress. Three, imperial motive, war for captives, tribute pipelines, intimidation theater, logistics that keep the ritual state supplied. And yes, some rites included ritual cannibalism in specific contexts. Also, quick authenticity correction. Don't mix in the Popol Vuh as an Aztec source, it's Quiche Maya. Keep tradition straight. If you want part 2, subscribe, because after 1521, the forbidden calendar doesn't vanish, it mutates. If your whole world believed the sun would fail without scheduled blood, would you resist? Or would you call it duty?